Our company, My Trusted Tutor, is a marketplace for private tutors, school teachers, corporate trainers, academicians, and all kind of educational professions and people who can help with schools assignments. We basically help people in this world of education discover one another.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are safe at home and doing well. Thank you, everyone, for finding time and attending today's webinar. Our company, My Trusted Tutor, is a marketplace for private tutors, school teachers, corporate trainers, academicians, and all kind of educational professions and people who can help with schools assignments. We basically help people in this world of education discover one another. We are driven by our mission to make quality education available easily and make it affordable to all. We want to make learning for you an experience, a memory that you cherish forever. I want to start this webinar with a wonderful quote written by Robert H. Sculler. Tough time don't last, tough people do. Keep going, everything you need will come to you at the perfect time. Our today's speaker is Mahesh Jain. He is the science faculty head and grade lead at the Somaya School, Vidya Vihar in Mumbai. He was panelist for 9 webinars on e-learning with Adhyayan on theme How to Create and Engage Online Classroom and Challenge Along the Way in 2020, and four workshops with mytrustedtutor.com. Now I would like Mahesh to take over.
Thank you, Radhika. Wishing all of you good afternoon one more time. So, I welcome you all. It's a workshop about the very basic of Zoom. So, even if you have started teaching, no issues. I'll be helping you with some basics, some issues which you may have come across while teaching. So, I will try to help you out with those issue also to resolve. So, before we go ahead, I would just, although some of you have responded in the chat box, the poll will be there on screen. Radhika, can we have a poll on screen for all the participants so that we could understand what sort of experience we have here? Although I have basically interacted with a few of them right now.
Yes, Mahesh, sure.
Yeah, thank you for responding. There's going to be a poll also. You can see it on screen. It's there on your screen. If you could just answer on the poll, that would be better. The questions are what is your total teaching experience? We are talking about your total offline teaching experience, not online, and the grade which you teach. So that will help us in understanding what is our strength of the cohort today. Okay, so if I could see the results here, I have 6 to 10 years of experience. We have around 50% participants and above 10 years. So all the participants which we have are having experience, quite a lot of experience, which is 6 to 10 years and above that. So great. I feel very humbled. I am not having that much experience as you people have, but I will still try to do my level best, whichever I could do here. Before we go ahead, as we have seen that we have people from as we said, around 50% people are 6 to 10 years, and then 50% are about 10 years. So let's see if I could help you out with something or not. Before we go ahead, I want to show you a small video before we actually begin, which will set a pace for what we are doing today. And this also becomes one of the example that whether we'll be able to share a video during our online session or not. So it's a small video. Just do let me know if you are able to hear the sound. Yeah.
आओ क्राइम मास्टर गोगो नाम है मेरा। आया हूँ तो कुछ तो लेकर जाता हूँ, खाली हाथ
Great.
कभी नहीं जाता। आप लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? आओ, आए हैं तो कुछ तो लेकर जाओ। आओ ललिता, टाइम वेस्ट काय को कर रहे हो यार? पैसा वेस्ट मत करो यार। आओ, आया हूँ तो कुछ तो लेके जाऊंगा।
So as Crime Master Gogo says that आया हूँ तो कुछ तो लेकर जाऊंगा. So whatever be your experience, whichever subject you take, whichever grade you teach, अगर आप आए हैं यहाँ पर तो कुछ तो लेकर जाइए आज, कुछ तो आप नया सीख कर जाएंगे, यही मैं कोशिश करूंगा. And with that we begin with our presentation, which where we are discussing about what is Zoom and how we actually deal with Zoom. But before we go ahead with Zoom, a bit of information about how we are all struggling with the online session, and still, as Radhika also said, that tough people last, and I think all the teachers across India have shown that teachers are the one who can accommodate everything and they can do wonders. So a small meme I would just like to share with you people. It's there on the screen, which says that who led the digital transformation of education. And we all know government is trying, all of us are trying, but it's not the UGC, it's not the MHRD, but it's the Corona COVID-19, because of which we are all on the online sessions now. And that's why we are all here also for the webinar today. So let's understand what is it. Okay, no issue. So guys, what I'll be doing now is I'm going to share it with my mobile phone, which will also do a small demonstration that how we could actually do the presentation with mobile phone also. So right now I've tried with my laptop, but somehow it, when I try to zoom in, it's not coming back. So that happened, no problem. So just as a backup, I'm using it with my mobile phone. So as our theme also goes, that learning basics of online learning, online teaching with mobile and laptop as well. So this was the poll which we have covered. So as I was discussing about this part, that who led the digital transformation, it's a COVID-19 situation. Before we go ahead, just a thought about what is synchronous and what is asynchronous teaching. When we are talking about synchronous, as all of us are aware right now, what is happening to all of us is synchronous, which means where we are actually learning face to face, where you're sitting at the other end of the other end of Mumbai and I'm sitting at the other corner of Mumbai, and still we are trying to learn from each other. That's a synchronous. And asynchronous is where students are at their home, we pass on the information, they do the work at their own time, and things get done. So Google Classroom and Flipgrid, Kahoot, all these are asynchronous, although they can be used in the synchronous manner also, but we'll be understanding how and when. So synchronous is what is happening right now, as an example of video conferences. So this is again a meme. Now it's a trend of meme, and people, especially when you use meme in the classroom, student will actually enjoy it. So this is a small thing. If you have started teaching, you will enjoy it. If you have not started teaching, no problem. You will be able to relate that this is going to be our all situation. If you could see here, going ahead now. Okay, before we actually move ahead with the Zoom, some of you have already told me, but I would request you to put down your question in the chat box. What question you have related to teaching online? It's not about Zoom, but teaching online. Some of you may have some anxiety related to how we'll tackle the situation and all. If you could just put your question in the chat box, that would be better. If I will be giving you 2 minutes. If you could just put your question in the chat box. So moving ahead, so just to understand what is your level of understanding in terms of Zoom, let's have a quick poll for second time. Radhika, if you could just pass out a poll to everyone. Okay, so a wonderful response from one of the participants, Miss Nahida. She's saying that slowly we all were hesitating, we all were struggling, but now we are all mastering the new normal. That's a wonderful statement by Miss Nahida. Polls are there. It says which platform your organization is using, what is your online teaching experiences, like how many sessions you have taken, and right now are you on laptop or on mobile phone. So that is required, so that I'll understand what is the cohort and how we have to move ahead.
Should I share the results?
Yeah, please share the results. Yes.
Most 50% are using Zoom and 50% are using Google Meet or
Okay,
Hangout.
great. And what is the teaching experience, online teaching experience?
50% yet to start and 50% more than 20.
Okay, so 50% are yet to start in the process. And what about mobile and laptop thing?
Most of the people, 100% are using mobile.
Oh, great. So guys, as you said that you're using mobile phone, most of the students also, when you will take the session, they'll be using mobile phone. So it is very important that we understand how to use mobile phone effectively. So just for an example, I was sharing my PPT on my laptop, but somehow it got stuck, so I had to stop the sharing from my laptop, and now I'm doing it from my mobile phone. So that's a connect, showing that you can do that with your mobile phone also. And right now I'm using both the devices simultaneously. I'm, if you could see, you're seeing me from my laptop, and I'm using the PPT which you're seeing on screen is from my mobile phone. Going ahead, as you all are aware that it's about the basics of, very basics of Zoom. So for those who have not yet started, it's going to be a wonderful presentation, I feel. We'll understand what you feel towards the end. Now guys, there's a lot of things said about online teaching and online platform, about Zoom also. Lot has been told, so I'll just say that Zoom is just an app, like how we have WhatsApp, how we have Facebook. Same way Zoom is also just an app. Whether it's secure or not, that we'll discuss towards the end, but it's just an app. People have just, what I could see, there's a hype that bahut difficult hai. It's just an app, so let's understand how to use it. So I guess all of you have joined this webinar, so I guess you know how to download the Zoom app. So if you don't know, no problem, you can just go to the browser and type Zoom. You will be able to download, and in mobile phone app store you will get Zoom. The moment you download, you get these options on screen which says join a meeting or sign in. So if you have to join a meeting, you don't have to sign in. You can join in with the link which the host has provided, or the password and ID will be there which the host will provide, and you can join in. But if you have to host a meeting, now I consider all our teacher here and we want to host a meeting where we have to take the session. So if you want to take a session, you have to sign in. I want you to spend a 1 minute's time to just, maybe 10 seconds time to just go through what is written on the screen and check whether your answer is yes or no for this. This says whether you need pro account or you need basic account. So if you could see, the question says whether you want to have more than 100 students, whether you want to have timing a session for more than 40 minutes. These are all these restrictions which we have in Zoom when we talk about basic account. But because of this situation right now, what is happening, Zoom, if your email ID is edu ID, which is my ID is mahesh.kj@somaya.edu. So if it is edu ID, then you have been given unlimited scheduling time. So you can have meeting for any number of hours for the limited time which is available because of the COVID situation. Otherwise, you have 40-minute ka session. You can have a session of 40 minutes. You can have a meeting of 40 minutes till infinity, till the Zoom app survives. So it's a basic, in the basic version 40 minutes is free. So what to do if you want to take session for more than 40 minutes? So if you are a private tutor, if you are a school teacher, obviously you're not going to restrict yourself with one session only. You're going to take more than one session, more than 1 hour, more than 2 hour also. So what to do in that case? And we all know we are all Indian, we can do jugaad. So what you could do is you can just have the meeting 40 minutes. You can ask the participants to join again, no issue in that case. So right now whatever I'll be telling you, as our 50% participants are still learning how to start the online teaching, so I'll be talking about all the basics. So we'll be doing what to do with the basics of Zoom, and we are talking about basic account only. So let's see what is there. So when you open the Zoom account, when you have signed in, the moment you open the Zoom account, you see this on the screen. If you are on laptop, the moment you start Zoom, you see this. If you are on mobile, you see what is there on the right side of your screen. So you see the 4 option on laptop and 4 option on top in the mobile phone also. So first option, I'm going to take you through each and every option about क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, and I'm going to segregate it with laptop and mobile also. So right now we'll talk about laptop. So as I told you, when we were talking about these 4 options, if you could see, there are 4 options. The options are new meeting, scheduling, share, and if you could just see, yeah, share screen and scheduling. These are the options available. I'll be sharing about all of them. So first option is new meeting. So you will say why we are talking about new meeting. Guys, we are all new. If you click on this option, you have a meeting with your own self. So you don't have to worry about koi dekh raha hai, koi nahi dekh raha hai, am I doing good or not. You can actually explore Zoom with this option. I have done maximum exploration of Zoom with this option only, which is new meeting. All the setup, all the functions are available when you click on new meeting. You are having meeting with your own self. So when we go for mobile phone, the first option is new meeting. It's the same thing. When you click on it, you get that option and you are having your own meeting. You are doing meeting with your own self on mobile phone. Going ahead, the next one is, if you observe, the second sign is join. Join, we have already discussed that when you click on join, you will be asked for the ID or the link. If it is a link, you will directly be connected to the concerned host who's having a meeting. Or if it's a password and meeting ID, then you have to enter meeting ID and password, and you can move forward. Connecting with the mobile phone, when you are on mobile phone, second option is again join. So again, you click on join, you will be asked for meeting ID and password, and you can connect with the host. The third option is very important. I want you to zoom it out and observe that in schedule there are first, this is very important part when you are actually hosting a meeting, because we are a teacher, we are going to host meeting, we are having a session. So if you observe, the first option is topic, where you will write down what is the topic of your meeting, start time, at what time you're going to have meeting, which is the day of the week, which what is the date, all those things you will be mentioning over there. And the next option is duration. So if you observe, nowadays it has happened that in computer the duration is shown fixed, which is 10, 10, 15, 10, 30, 10, 40, 10, 45, every 15 minute ka. But in my mobile phone, whereas for some people in mobile it is fixed, but laptop may they can do the variation. So if that happen, so if I have a 10 10 ka session and there is no option of 10 10 there, either 10 15 or 10, so what to do? So schedule your meeting for 10 o'clock, and then while posting it, you can posting it in Google Classroom, or where you are sending the message to the student, you can just change that detail to 10:15, because whenever you want to start meeting, you can do that in the given time. Next option is meeting ID. There are options given as personal meeting ID or generate automatically. We would advise you to generate automatically only, because the chances of there's a lot being said that Zoom not safe. If you follow all these things, it's going to be very safe for you people. Next is keeping the password is auto generated. You can use that only. Video and participants video and host video, initially we would request you to keep it off only, because if somebody who's not into your group, and if you kept the video off, that would be better, because that person cannot show anything which, if it is not a genuine person who want to show it. Then there are option of connecting with your calendar or not, and then there are some advanced options. So there are 4 options. I want to just read it out. First one is enable waiting room. This is very important, guys. Enable waiting room is like whoever wants to join. So if you would have seen today's session also, before you actually came into our session, you were there in the waiting room. So we could see who all are there in waiting room, and we have allowed only those people who were there, whose names were there with us registered, and they have only entered. So same thing can happen with you. You keep the waiting room open, and you can connect the people who are there from your class. A quick check, Radhika, am I audible to all of you?
Yes, Mahesh, you
Yeah,
are.
okay, great. So going ahead, our second point says enable joining before host. No. So that option is there. When we have our meeting, our principal, our coordinator, they keep the enable waiting room, enable join before host option, so that we teachers do interaction before actually principal join in. But for students, it is not advisable. Next is mute participants upon entry. Please do that, because otherwise you'll hear all the echo, all the sounds from all the participants. So it's always advisable. So I want to emphasize on 2 options. One is mute participants, put all the videos off, and the second one is keep the waiting room on. That is the most important part for the security. Going ahead, when you are on mobile phone, then what to do? If you are on mobile phone, if you want to schedule a meet, these are the options, same as what were there in the laptop. Again, you can enable the meeting room, the waiting room enable option is shown. There are now, these are some of the options which are available. These are preferred if you want to keep your have your meeting safely. These are some of the options which you should have. Going ahead with the next option, if you would have seen, this was the initial screen of the laptop, the third option, after the schedule option, there is option of share the screen. So sharing the screen, I'll be talking in detail when we'll actually be inside the session. So going ahead, when you schedule a meeting, the moment you have scheduled the meeting, you can see on this end, if you could see on the left side, there is all small manner may it's written CBSE grade 9 physics. That actually is the screenshot of my own meeting which I have which is my session which I have scheduled, and the moment you schedule it, it's visible on the screen like this, home screen like this, in the laptop. And in mobile phone also, you can see on top there is a small icon written which says my meeting. So if you schedule a meeting, your meeting will be for the day will be visible. So if I schedule meeting for tomorrow or Monday, all the meeting which I have scheduled after today will all be visible here for us as a summary. And when you click on the meeting option, all the meeting which you have till now, which you're going to have from now onwards future, as in today and uske aage, all the meetings will be available whether you are on laptop or on mobile. So you click on meeting, all your scheduled meeting will be visible to you. Now going ahead to another important part, which is settings. So I spoke about all those four options which are there in laptop and mobile. When you talk about setting, you can see setting option is there in laptop on top right corner in Zoom, and for mobile phone it is at the bottom right. I've shown you with the arrows. You can see there is a setting option. The moment you click on it, now Zoom advises that if you want to experience the best of Zoom, then you have to use your laptop or desktop version. But let's say even if you are because of some issue, if you are not able to use your laptop, then also you can use mobile phone, but there are some limited options available. So first we'll start with what are the options in mobile phone. So when we talk about settings in mobile phone, there are four things given, but basically two important settings. We'll talk about it. First one, if you'll see here on the screen, is meeting. So what all are the settings? These are all the settings which you could do before you actually start with the session. So what are the settings of the meeting? Always show video preview, as in what sort of video, as in what, how, when you are joining the meeting, what sort of preview you should be seeing on the screen should be there. Whether you want to see the non-video participant, yes or no, that should be there. Whether you want the link to be copied directly or not, on all these options are available. And again, there is one option which says show name when the participants join. These options you should enable so that you understand that who is joining your meeting. Otherwise it should not happen that somebody is joined and you are only not aware that who is there in the meeting. Going ahead, the next setting is chat setting, which again, before you actually start with the session, you can go on it. In the chat, there are options whether you want all the participants to chat or not, which chat should be there on top, whether the new one should be on top or the old one should be on top. All these options are available. You can click on it and you can explore. Now, as I said that options in mobile phone are limited. Now, when we go for the laptop, the setting options are बहुत सारा. You could see what all are the setting options. So first option I'll be taking you through is the general option. When we talk about general option, you could see that talks about which sort of skin tone, as in there are for thumbs up and for reactions, which skin tone you should have, and automate whether you want the link to be copied automatically or not, what sort of, whether you're the moment you click on Zoom in laptop, your it comes on your screen full. So there is also option whether you want it on the full screen on click of it, or you want it on half screen and then you want to make it full screen. Those options are available in the general setting. So going ahead, when we talk about video, so all these are screenshot from my own session which I have tried to conduct. So you can see when you go for the video, there are various options. So you can actually change the background, you can actually mirror your view also. So these are the options available in the video settings. Going ahead, audio settings. So if you would have tried to join the session and if the host has not started the meeting, then you can actually check, or even before starting the meeting, you can check whether your mic is working or not, whether you are able to hear the sound or not. So before actually doing cross check with the student, you can actually cross check with your own self with all the settings related to audio, whether it's audible to you or not, whether your speaker is working or not. Going ahead with the next setting, it says share screen. This is very important right now. Even if you try to share, I hope we have disabled that, you will not be able to share. So during class also you should do that, that you should keep the sharing only with you. Until and unless you have created a trust that student can share, make sure that it is only you who's allowed to share anything on the screen, because if there is something which students share and which is not appropriate, you'll be in trouble being a teacher. Going ahead, the next setting when we come to is chat. I told you whether you want participants to chat with whom, all those things you can decide in the chat setting. Going ahead, virtual background. There's also another option of virtual background which allows you to change the background behind you. But I would advise you with one thing, that please select a comfortable position. Do not worry about the background, but make sure it's not disturbing anyone who's there as a participant. But it should not have a problem that you have a wonderful background behind, and but to get that background you have to sit at the place in your room where you are not able to sit comfortably. So that's not a problem. That's going to be a big issue, because you're going to take session for longer duration, and make sure your health is very important. So make sure you choose a background if you can. If you can't, then please make sure that you're choosing a place where you are comfortable, because in the end it's not the background, it's what you deliver to the student that's going to be important. Content is important, learning is important, guys. Going ahead, there are some more settings. It talks about recording, who all are allowed to do recording, whether you can do recording or somebody else can do recording. Again, as a host, it should be only you who should do recording. It takes a lot of space also, but make sure that participants recording is disabled, so that nothing is recorded and all those things. Going ahead, there are some details about profile, whether you want to change your profile pic and all those things. Those details are available. Next, if you observe, here is statistics, which talks about which Zoom account you're using, and how much space has been taken by this and all those things. Right now, one advice that Zoom has come up with the latest version. Please make sure you have the updated version, and you using the updated version only. Next is some keyboard shortcuts. We are not you must have imagined, or you must be amazed, that when you will actually start using Zoom, your students are aware of various shortcuts, which during my case also many students have told me what are the shortcuts for using. So let's say if you want to unmute or mute yourself, there's a shortcut of spacebar. You just press it, you are unmute. So all these I learned from student, but when I actually started exploring in the setting, when you observe in the keyboard shortcut, there is option of keyboard shortcut in the laptop, and all the shortcuts related to your Zoom account, Zoom sessions are given, so you can use those shortcuts. After that, there is option of accessibility, where you can actually increase the chat size from medium, small to big also. Going ahead, these were all the settings which we were talking before we actually begin with this session. Okay, am I audible? Can someone respond whether I'm audible or not?
Yes, Mahesh, you're audible.
Thank you, Radhika. Apart from Radhika, anyone else can respond if I am audible?
Yes, we're audible.
Yeah, thank you, Zikramis. So we'll be beginning now. These things which we were discussing were before what happened when we are starting with the meeting. Now we'll be discussing what once you are inside the classroom, as in the online classes started. The moment you start the online class, if nobody has switched on the video including you see this screen on what you are seeing. There are some names written, all these I'll be discussing in detail. So if you have started, this is again one of my meeting. So if nobody has started the video, so you see this screen. So some of you may be amazed that when I'm trying to start the video, when I'm trying to start the meeting, it looks like this, but the moment somebody else does it looks like the square boxes. So square boxes will come only when even one participant in your meeting has kept the video on. If all the videos are off, you including yours, you will see this screen. So if you want to see the square boxes, either you or one amongst the participants should keep the video on. So this is how your screen looks when you start your meeting and you're waiting for the participants to join. Now I'll be taking you to each corner of Zoom meeting when you are actually into the meeting. So when you are in a meeting, this is basically for the laptop. When you are in a meeting, on that bottom left, you see option of earphones or a mic. So if you, next to it, there's a small arrow, and if you observe, It gives you all the options of which microphone you are using. You get option of checking whether your speaker is working or not, your mic is working or not. All those options are available over there. Going ahead, the next option, again I'm talking about right now, all these things are in laptop. I'll be also taking you with when you are in session, what all things are there in the mobile phone. So when you are on the laptop, the second option from bottom left after the mic is video, and in that you have option whether you want to keep the video on, whether you want to keep the video off, and there is also option of getting virtual background, so which we discussed that we whether you want the virtual background or not. And you can also do the video setting, which is you can whether you want to mirror your video or not. Going ahead, this is again a important aspect of your online session. When you observe, when you are in the online session, the third option is security. Now if you will try to observe right now, if you are on laptop right now, you will not see these options. The security option is only available when you have started the meeting, when you are the host, otherwise you will not see the option. So in this there is option of whether you want to lock the meeting, whether you want to enable the waiting room, whether you want to allow participants to share settings related to chat, and whether you want participants to rename. So these are all the settings. I'll be discussing what is lock the meeting. If all your participants are there and you want no one else to join, after that you can click on the lock the meeting, and then after that nobody can join. And other options, as we have discussed, are waiting room. You should keep it always enabled so that no person who's unknown to you can join the meeting. And share screen, I have told you. Next is when you click on the participants. When you click on participants in your laptop, in during the Zoom session, all the participants will those who are there will appear in top right. If you can observe, there's only one participant because in the screen, because that is me having my own meeting. So all the participants who are there in the meeting, you will be able to see them. The next option is also giving their chance whether you want them to mute, whether you want everyone to mute, whether you want if you click on it, whether you want to allow them to unmute themselves or not. So these are all the options available. Now if you are in a primary section and if you want to start it up, ideally we advise you to keep everyone on mute, so that because primary kids are very excited, they want to just talk. And if you keep everyone on mute and then you give one chance, they'll all be feeling very happy that they got chance to say. And whenever you're taking a session, guys, connect with the student. That's very important. Going ahead, next option is of chat. When you click on chat, you get all the options related to chat, whether you want all the participants to chat with everyone, you want participants to chat with only you want participants to chat with nobody. These are all the options available. You can utilize them. If you are just starting with the session, I would advise you to keep the chat room to public only. That way student or participants can interact with each other, but you will know what is the interaction happening. Many teachers prefer to keep it off, as in nobody can chat with everyone. But what I feel, personal view, that it becomes very dry, that if I'm a participant and nothing is there, I can't chat, I can't see what is happening on the screen, I can just have to listen, I'm being muted. It becomes like not a good class as per my view, but totally depending on what is the condition at your end. Going ahead, the next option, if you will observe, is recording. When you are host and you are having a meeting, there is option of recording which you can click. Again, you should whether you want to allow participants to record or not, these options are available. Ideally you should not allow. So if you observe today also, you are not allowed to record, but you don't have to worry. Today your recording, the recording of the session will be available to you. Going ahead with the next part is, if you observe, we discussed about when you are in a meeting, when you are host, there are two options of reactions. One is clap, the other one is thumbs up. But if you observe right now as a participant, you will get many more options. If you are on a laptop, it's like going fast, going slower, T, all these options are available also in the reaction. So I could see Miss Sonia ji, she has just shown thumbs up. So can we just explore everyone? Let's see if you could just find out where is a clap option or thumbs up option. And if you're on mobile, I'll tell you how to do that. also. So these are some of the options, reactions. You could use it effectively also. Now when students are very excited, they all want to give answer and they just raise hand. So what I do in my class, I've told them that if you want to give answer because you know the answer, please show clap sign. If you want to ask a question, if you have a doubt, show raise hand. So this way the confusion of whether students want to give answer or whether they want to ask question is sorted out. So that's going very well in our classes. Next, these were all the options given at the bottom of our laptop screen. When you are in the session and when you observe on top right, there's a small I written. When you click on it, all your meeting details will be visible to you. What is the link, what is the ID, what is the password, all those things will be available. Next to it is again a security option, which we have already discussed. And then when you are ending a meeting, just make sure you end the meeting, don't leave the meeting. Please make sure if you are a host, you are ending the meeting. Very important in terms of security, because if you don't end the meeting and you leave the meeting, somebody else will become the host. So let's say if I just leave the meeting right now without ending the meeting, although I have set the meeting, if I leave, somebody else will become the host. So please end the meeting. Very important in terms of security and safety of yourself. Now these were all the things which we could do in laptop. So what if you are on mobile and you have started your session? So the moment you start the Zoom meet, on your mobile, what is seen on the left side, that is visible. So you see earphone ka option, you click on it. Above that there's an option of connect to a device audio. Until you click on it, you will not be able to hear anything. Nobody else will be able to hear what you are saying. So you have to click on it. The moment you click on it, what you see on the right side is visible. So then you can decide whether you want to mute yourself, you want to unmute yourself, and all those things. This is when the session is going on. Going ahead, next one is your mobile also comes with various functions. Like when you see the options, at the bottom left is mic video, which is same as how we discussed for the laptop. Third option, which is very important, is I'm so sorry for that. If you observe the third option, which is share screen. Now the moment you click on the share in mobile phone also, your mobile phone also gives you option of sharing details. So you can share your Word doc, you can share your PDF. If the documents are already there in your mobile phone, then you can click on share. There is option of document. If you could observe, the fourth option is given document. The moment you click on it, all the participants can see. So even with your mobile phone you can share it. You can also do that with your mobile phone. Even if there is image, you can share, because there is option of image, which is photo also. Now what if you want to share PPT from your mobile phone? So I'll be discussing about that also. So there is option of PPT, which is there's no option of PPT, but there is option of sharing screen, which I'll be sharing. So right now what you are seeing right now on screen is I'm using mobile phone and I'm sharing my PPT with the help of option using screen. So that's a live example I'm showing you right now. What you are seeing on screen is from my mobile phone, not from my laptop. So when you click on these options, screen, these are the options. Next, when you click on participants, the options, all the participants available in the meeting will be visible. After that, during the session, uh, at the bottom, the fourth option is three dots. When you click on it, all the options related to meeting settings will be available, and that we have discussed, that you should enable the waiting room and all those things. Whether you want to allow participants to rename and all those options are available. And towards the end, when you are on mobile phone, you are having a meeting or you are a participant in mobile phone, the end meeting option is there on top. If you want to leave the meeting, the option is there on top. Whereas in mobile phone, whereas in laptop it is at the bottom right. In mobile phone it is top right. So if you are a host, again I would request you to click on end, and there will be two options, whether you want to end the meeting or you want to leave the meeting. Please make sure you are ending the meeting. So I guess this were the basics of the Zoom. We'll be also discussing in detail about how to share PPT, how to share whiteboard after these questions. So you have a 2 minutes time to write down what all questions you have related to basics of Zoom. After this, we'll be going ahead with how to share PPT, how to share video in mobile, in laptop, what is annotation and all those things. Okay, before we go ahead, Radhika, can we have the poll, last poll?
Yeah, Manish.
Yeah. please. So there are questions on the screen. You will also see the polls in on your screen just now. The questions are: do you know how to share PPT or video, and do you know anything about annotation? Yeah, Radhika, can we have the results of the poll?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. 20% says that they know how to share PPT and videos, but 80% don't know.
Okay. And what
Yeah.
about the second one? Annotation?
60% says that they don't know about annotation,
Great.
and 20% say that yes, they have heard about it. 20% no, and 20% yes, I know everything about it.
Great. So if you would have seen what I'm asking you about PPT and how to share, so I'll be sharing with you how to share PPT and video. Now, as I told you, whatever I'm saying in the presentation, I'm actually doing it also. So if you would have remember that first video of Crime Master Gogo, there I've shown you how you can actually share the video. So let's go ahead with how to share PPT on mobile phone. So that's what I'm doing right now. So if you remember, as I told you, I'll be sharing both the things, how to do this in mobile, how to do that on laptop, both things I'll be sharing. So first thing is how to share PPT on mobile. So when you are in a meeting, the moment you click on the share option, you get all the options. So if you have a PDF, there is option directly you can share document. But if you want to share PPT, so what you could do is you can if you see from bottom, second option is screen. The moment you click on the option of screen, it will ask you a question that all that thing which is visible on your mobile phone, which is there on your mobile screen, will be visible to participants. If you want to allow it, please click on yes, and then the moment you click on it, whatever is there on your mobile phone will be visible to all the participants. So what I would advise you is, first keep the PPT open and keep it ready in the previous tab. So as in you click on it and you swipe it, you get the PPT available, and that's what I have also done right now. Screen, click on it, you get option, and then you can share PPT. So you could see, the moment you click on it, you give the setting, you give the option of yes, I want to allow participants to see what is there on my mobile. You will be able to share PPT. Going ahead, how to share PPT on laptop is in your Zoom meeting, click on share, you get all the option. So again, for sharing, you have to keep your PPT open. In the PPT option, you have to make sure your PPT open, otherwise you will not be able to see anything. So first you have to keep the PPT open. Whatever is there on your computer screen, if you click on share, all those options will be visible. So what you want to show the participants, the moment you click on PPT, the PPT will be visible to the participants. So that's what you can see on the screen. The moment you click on share, all these options will be visible, and that's our PPT from our one of the previous session on laptop. Now how to do that on laptop, how to share video, the option is same. Click on share and you get same option as what you have done for PPT, but again you have to keep the video ready to be shared. But one important option, if you observe at the bottom left, there is a small box given, square box. You have to click it, you have to tick mark it, because if you don't do that, participants will only be able to see the video, they'll not be able to hear the audio. So if you want them to hear what is there in the video, you want them to know what sound is happening, what is happening in the video, then you have to tick mark it, you have to select that option of sharing your computer audio also. Now some of you may ask that what about sharing a video from mobile phone? Then there is some limitation. Yes, you can, when you share, you can do the same thing what we did for PPT, you can share with the screen, but in mobile phone the audio won't go. So there's limitation that people can see what is happening on screen, but audio sound will not be heard. So what you could do in that case is you can put your own voice. Limitation, but we can go ahead, still you can show the video. Now how to use whiteboard. So now most of you said that you're a maths teacher, you're a science teacher, how you can use whiteboard. So again, when we are on mobile phone, you click on share, the last option is share whiteboard. The moment you click on share whiteboard, if you could see on the right side, the small white screen will be visible, and that is your whiteboard. So, and on the left bottom there's a option of pen. The moment you click on that option of pen, this is what is visible, what you are seeing on the left side. The moment you click on pen, the center wala screen will be visible with all the options. whether you want to use pen, whether you want to use eraser. There are dots with different colors, and the moment you do that, you can start working on it. There's also a option of what I could see is smart recognition. So if you want to make a line, proper line, and you don't have a styler, you're using your finger, and if it's not happening properly, you try to make it, it makes by default. So what happened when you do this, it also happened that if you've started this and student also know, then they also start scribbling on it. Then what to do in that case? The scribbling is called as annotation. If you have a PDF available and you want to highlight something, that is again called as annotation. So annotation is actually something to highlight so that participants can understand what you want, which point you want to emphasize. But for Zoom, people can also use it to just scribble on screen. So it is very important to understand how to stop that. So when you are in mobile phone, when you have shared the whiteboard, the moment you click on the setting, after the meeting is started, after you shared the video, whiteboard, then in the setting you will get option of two very important option. One is annotate disable, as in there is annotate. If right now I have enabled the annotate, because I'll show you why I have done that. And the second option is show name of annotator. So if you want nobody should scribble on your screen, only you should work on your screen, then you should disable it. But if you want to work with the participants, as in you also want them to work with you on screen, then you should keep the name of annotator open so that you know who's scribbling. So why I have kept the annotation enable is because initially when I was drawing the ray diagram on screen, it was not coming that well, because I'm using my laptop, and for the first time even I was drawing it on screen and it was not coming well, and I've seen student also doing scribbling on screen. So what to do, I was not aware. So slowly as we explored, we understood that there is option of disabling also. But then I thought that why students are scribbling, it's not that they just want to disturb the teachers. We have a thought that students just want to disturb the teacher, but it also happened that they also are exploring. So that I understood, and when I told them that you can also do that, so I gave maybe 2 minutes of my session to them. As just I opened the whiteboard and I told them just scribble karna hai wo karo, jo karna hai. They just happily scribble, and after 2 minutes they are all done. And then I don't disable it, and I told, after that I told them, now if we are using whiteboard, we are using it together. And then I just keep the name of annotator open, and I know who's scribbling, and we use it constructively. I'll be showing you some example today, and if you have if you've registered for advanced, I'll be sharing many more examples of annotation with the student also. So this is what you will see when you disable it. People cannot scribble on the screen. And make sure in the end you can again click on the stop share. The moment you click on in mobile phone, in the share, when you start sharing the screen or when you start sharing the whiteboard, you start seeing the screen, but on the share there's a cross option, so you have to click on it so that it stops and you go back to your basic meeting. Now going ahead with your laptop, how you can share whiteboard on laptop. So again, option is same, click on share. Second option next to your image is going to be whiteboard. The moment you click on whiteboard, tada, this is what you see on screen. The left side is what you see when you click on whiteboard on the laptop, and there are some options available. These are all the options about cursor, text, whether you can type or not. You have various shapes available, you have various colors available. All this thing you can do it. And again, as I was this is again one of my class, I have just opened the screen, and some students, they were like quite interested and they knew about it, so they wrote something like hello. And good that they just wrote hello, and I understood that I have to disable the annotation. And then I actually allowed them to scribble, and then we said that we'll be working together. And you can see I'll be taking you with some example. So if you want to disable, what to do? So when you are on whiteboard, you will see option, either if you are a participant, if you have kept the annotation open, then they'll get option of annotation. And if you are a host, on top three dots, when you click on it, you get option of allow participants to annotate, or disable the annotation, or show the name of annotator. These options are available over there for the annotation. So you could see this is what students have tried to write, and when they started writing on screen, they understood that it's not easy to work on screen, and they understood that we are all working on the whiteboard and it's difficult, so let's work together. So you could see the triangle we have drawn together, and students have written the question, which is ABC, whether it's distance or displacement. These are some of the examples from my class. You could write the formula like this with the help of whiteboard. There's option of mark over there. You can have the text also. You can say mirror formula, magnification. This is written with the use of text option over there. And this is one of the example from my class where I am trying to show them the derivation of physics, which is I've used the whiteboard. So these are some of the options. So guys, before going ahead, we have come towards the end of what the basics of Zoom could be covered. Detail about it will be done in the advanced part. Just one thing I want to share, I am not at all promoting Zoom. I am not a Zoom representative. These are all just sharing my own experience about what and how things could be utilized if at all you're using Zoom. So these are some of the you can find it easily on Google, Microsoft Team, Google Meet, and Zoom. For all the things, you have advantages, you have disadvantages also. So I'm not promoting anything, I'm just sharing things related to Zoom which I have experienced. So it's up to you what you're using and how you're using it. It's any app which you're using, if you use it effectively, becomes the tool for you to do work effectively.